let's do something live right now. Let's see who has the higher Uber score. We are back for the bathroom break. This is Jay Schwedelson from Do This Not That. I'm here with the Marketing Millennial, the man, the myth, the legend, Daniel Murray. Before we get into some AI stuff that's pretty cool, Daniel, I have a question for you. I've been taking a lot more Ubers lately. When I get in an Uber, shockingly, I don't like talking. Maybe I'm rude. Maybe I'm pretentious. I don't know what it is. I don't like talking to the dude or whatever. Are you all in on talking to the Uber dude or dudette? Like, what's your vibe?
No, I absolutely don't like talking, but sometimes if I don't want them to get mad at me, I'll keep a conversation going, even though I'm not. But the worst thing is when I'm in an Uber and they start talking, and I'm with Ari in the Uber. Ari will not say a word, and I have to like keep talking. And I'm like, Ari, could you please add to this conversation? I don't want to keep going on. I don't want to do it. But I heard you like talking to Waymo drivers.
Oh, I would talk to Waymo all day long because there's nobody in the car. But let me ask you another thing. So now you get in the Uber, and let's say the Uber, I had this the other day. I got in the Uber, and it was a guy. He had a lot of these aroma things in the car, and the car smelled. I thought I was going to throw up. So there was just too much of a smell in the car. So I rolled down the windows, both windows, fully. And the guy's like, no. I'm going to use air. I go, no, I need the air from the windows. It was just not a good vibe. Do you think that's do you think that's bad what I did, or how do you feel about extreme smelly stuff?
No, I'm on your side. I've had this up where someone actually smelled like BO, like they haven't showered for a week. They just been Ubering, and I put the window down and they kept rolling it up, and I was holding in a gag. It was bad. So I am on your side on that. Okay. The talking part is like, I'm not good at saying no talking. But I think that the hack is to put AirPods in when you go in. That's what I do. Yes. That's what I do. I do that in like, if I'm in conferences or anything, if I don't want to, I just act like I'm in the zone and don't talk.
That's the move. The AirPods are the move. All right. So also we're going to get into the moves of AI. We're going to be talking about AI ingestion. I got a hot tip. I don't know if it's a hot tip. That's so cheesy. I just said that about what to do with AI that we're doing right now in my business. That's pretty cool. But Daniel, before I get into my hot tip, what's your hot tip? Man, this is embarrassing already.
Well, I think there's so much data transcripts that you get from like virtual events, podcasts, events that you do, that you want to chop up and make clips, or you want to put them in as articles or newsletters or whatever you want to do with that. So what I like to do is ingest those podcast transcripts and then first act like a social expert that's an expert at short form video, and I insert the audience I'm trying to reach with this podcast and say, find me 4 or 5 or 10 or 15 clips that would be, or quotes that would be relevant to that audience. And then I add like one layer in and say like, which one of these would be a great, think about it as like the first 3 seconds of this quote is a hook, and act like an expert hook writer for social, and maybe insert some names of great people who do it, and find me the clips also with the best hook and where I should start these clips. And what it does is, 1, you can find clips for social. That's one thing. 2, you can find like hooks for articles you're writing, subject lines for newsletters that you're writing about that event. You can find so many things by that, because if you want to insert whatever they're saying or the tips, you could just ingest it and put it in there, and then write something that will actually get your article opened, your podcast listened to, your clip actually watched past 3 seconds. So that's something I've been trying a lot at, and it's been working pretty well for me.
You know why that's so good? Because I spend time, I'll record a podcast episode with a guest, and then I'll go back and I'll watch, like, oh, this is the clip that we're going to use. But it takes me so long and it's so annoying. And half the time, I don't even know if that's the right clip, or I just got lazy and didn't want to check out the rest of the episode. So I'm definitely going to use that. I'll tell you something that we're doing right now that has been really, really cool, which is this idea of ingestion, I don't know, of contact information. So we use Claude projects for this, but I'm sure you could use the other AI tools as well. But specifically for LinkedIn, people don't realize that you can go on LinkedIn. Okay, I don't care if you have 500 connections, 5,000, whatever, and you could output all of the data from your LinkedIn. You could output all of the connections you have, every DM and message that you've sent with somebody, all the comments, everything. You could download this entire file. Okay. And I'll tell you how to do it in a second. But what we're doing is we are, like, for my LinkedIn, we downloaded the entire everything related to my LinkedIn, all my connections, comments, everything. We stick that into Claude. And we also stick in all the other information that we have from our CRM and all these other databases. And then we tell Claude, act as a chief revenue officer. And we say, we're promoting this product. You know, it costs this, that, or whatever. It's good for this type of audience, this industry, whatever. Which of the contacts here are the ones that we should reach out to first? Rank them and tell us why. And also look at any publicly available information, not just what we gave you. It's also good if you're looking for a career opportunity, right? We always forget who we're connected to on LinkedIn, and bringing that into AI is so awesome. And all you got to do, you can't do it on the mobile version. You got to go on the desktop version of LinkedIn. You log in, okay, and then you click on your profile picture. And after you do that, you go into what's called settings and privacy. And then there's another thing that says data privacy. You click on that and you click get a copy of your data. Now, what you want to do is when you get a copy of your data, you want to download what's called the larger data archive. All right. And if it doesn't have a button there that says something for connections, there's another button that says want something in particular. You click on that, and then there is a button to check that you get the connection data, and then it'll email it to you and you get it all. I am telling you, it is a game changer and you should try it. And Daniel, what do you think about that?
No, I think it's great because we forget how much like data is sitting wherever in different places that are really walled gardens, where like LinkedIn is one walled garden, and then your email database is another walled garden, and maybe another social site's another walled garden. So we forget that we have all these different avenues where we can reach out to people. So I think that's great. I also want to add something that you said a lot of is some of the best things to do with like AI and Claude is find, like, if you're doing a tool, like, use their connections to connect your current tool set to Claude right now. And if your tool doesn't allow that, should maybe consider looking for a new tool, because like we're getting to a point where if you aren't open source or don't have an API connection that is available for Claude or for other AI platforms, you're going to fall behind, because you could do so much when there's context. Like if they have context to a bunch of different sources, that's why I think yours is good. And I do want to add an extra layer. If you start connecting to other sources where you can put your Gong data in, put this data in, and put that data in, the context window is way better when you can have multiple sources helping find and connecting the dots. So I would add an extra layer to that.
All right, before we wrap up here, let's do something live right now. Let's see who has the higher Uber score. You know, the thing where the drivers rate you? I'm going on my Uber app right now.
You're so for those of you who don't know,
we're doing this live right now. For those of you who don't know, you can go on Uber. You can click on your account button on the bottom right, and in the upper left-hand corner, you give an Uber score. This is the rating that the driver gives you. So this is the rating of what they think of you as a passenger. I want to know who has a higher score, me or Daniel. Dan, do you have I have my score. Do you have yours?
Yeah, I want you to go. I want you to go first.
Right, and just my Uber score is 4.84.
Oh, 4.85.
No,
but there's another tip that you could do too.
What?
If you go into Uber and you go into your settings, and you go to privacy,
Okay.
and then click see summary under like, would you like to see the summary of your data? You could go, and then you go down to ratings, scroll down to ratings. You could see how many 1-star reviews you got, how many.
That's amazing. Why do people hate me? Well, I have to try harder. That's what I've gotten out of all of this.
How many, did you get how many 1-stars you have?
Oh, I have 10 1-stars. What do you have?
11 1-stars. So you beat me with the 1-stars.
Oh my God, I've never seen this before. This is amazing.
Yeah, you can see how many 1-star reviews you have.
Well, we once again provide really valuable information. Everyone, go follow.
So now
Millennials.
next time you can ingest your Uber data into Claude. Yeah.
All right, y'all. We'll see you at the next one.